Hello DeMarco, this is my video response to you asking what makes someone go to an indie wrestling show. I mean, a lot of people have covered a lot of stuff in the comments section, so there's not really much I can say that hasn't been said, but I mean, and a lot of it really was more pertaining to what would get a fan to keep coming back, or what would help improve the product in their eyes. But for me, and the experiences with me going to indie shows around here, around Melbourne, Australia, Southern Hemisphere, it's usually a culmination of factors which will get me to go to a show. It's not as simple as me getting a flyer or, hearing there's a show on with a big star on it. If I get a flyer, I'll think about going. If I get 2 flyers, I'll think about going even more, because I'll think, hey, they've put a lot of effort into promoting this deal. I should go. They might have something good lined up if they're that willing to promote it as heavily as they do. Another factor is obviously internet buzz. I go to forums, one specific forum for local independent wrestling, and if there's a lot of people on there talking about specific shows that are coming up, I'm very likely to go if a lot of people on this forum are saying they're going to go. I never actually post on this forum. I just sit back and see what they're saying about shows, and that kind of helps me decide what I'm going to go to. Another thing is, name recognition of the promotion. If it's their first show, I'm a lot less likely to go if it's their 5th show or something like that, because a first show, there's a lot that can go wrong. I often perceive that they may be inexperienced in running shows. Many factors. So, if the name has been, I've seen the name of the promotion being thrown around a lot, on the internet or on flyers or whatever, then I'll be more likely to check it out. I've seen people say, oh, you need to have a big name. Well, yeah, I agree with that to an extent. You do need to have a big name. It depends on your audience, really. If you've got a die-hard wrestling audience, you might not need to bring in a WWE guy or a TNA guy. You might only need to bring in a guy from another indie, from another area, who they'd be interested in seeing. I know the most appealing guy for me to go see. That came out so fucking gay. But the most appealing person for me to be able to go to see it in the show is a guy called Mike Burr, and he doesn't look like a star. He doesn't really wrestle like a star, but fuck it, I love his matches. I love the way he interacts with the fans, and there's just something that makes me want to witness him doing his thing. So there is always that, the star factor at the shows. The last thing I really want to touch on isn't just to you, DeMarco, but to anyone who really wants to start an independent promotion. And I mean, it may be the case that your promotion does this, but your product needs to be special. It needs to be special to the point where people talk about it. Obviously, you need to get people in to see it. You need to do it long enough for it to gain a reputation of being something unique, but there has to be something that sets you apart, that you can do better than anybody else. Look at Chikara. That is a very unique kind of promotion, and because of that, they've got a die-hard fan base, and they'll always be able to draw a decent sized crowd and sell a certain amount of DVDs. Ring of Honor, they've got a reputation for a very athletic kind style of wrestling, and because of that, they'll always be able to draw in a certain amount of fans. Obviously, they're not in the best situation now, but you get the idea. And CTW, there's another promotion which people have ripped on for years, but it's still got a die-hard, loyal fan base, because they do something that no other promotions do in that area, and that's really what you got to do. Not deathmatch wrestling or crazy gimmicks or highly athletic wrestling, but you need to do something that will set you apart, something where people will say, hey, that's different. I want to check that out and see what that's all about. It may just be simply how you treat the fans. I mean, there's many things you can do, obviously. It's like music. Being unique, well, it doesn't seem to be the case now, but being unique will always be more important than being just good. You need to be unique and good for people to actually pay attention to you long enough to be, you know, financially and emotionally invested into your product. So yeah, that's kind of just my 2 cents on that. Hopefully you take something from it, but you know, I'm doing this knowing that you probably know everything that I'm already saying. So thanks for watching, and sorry if I bored you.